Hello, in today's episode, I work on this side.
Hello, welcome to Jerry Motorsport. I'm Jerry. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do everything that I've been doing over the past few months and redo the suspension on the driver's side. I'm hoping it's going to be a quick thing. I'm going to see if I can strip it down in a day, prep it in another day or two, and then put it back in another day. So I'm hoping to sort of, within a space of about a week, get this suspension rebuilt rather than the whole months and months and months it took me on the other side, and actually get this car back on the road. So what I've done, as you can see, I've turned the car around in the garage. It's got its cover on because it's getting cold. I've got my overalls on. So yeah, we're going to start on this side. I'm just going to horse it out, and hopefully, because I've got all the parts and I shouldn't have any more problems, then it should be a bit quicker. I've had a quick look under there, and actually this side is pretty bad too in terms of rust, so I've still got to do some rust repairs. So I've taken on board some comments that I got on the video that I did of the rust repair, and I'm going to use that Hydrate 80 in doing the rust repairs when I do this side. Unfortunately, this isn't the sort of bad side, being the UK car. This side is in the middle of the road, and it's actually the other side that gets all the dirt and grime more so it probably would have benefited. But anyway, I'm going to be doing more of that on this side. So I'm going to strip it all down. I don't need to take the kingpin out from the lower arm, but looking at the lower arm in there's probably a bit of work to do in de-rusting that, and maybe a recoat of paint. I've got all the poly bushes to put in. Hubs will be getting the brake disc renewed, and the hub itself getting those new bearings. So that has been dosed in penetrant oil in readiness of getting that disc and hub separated, which was troublesome last time. I've got a new caliper to put on, new brake pads. So, right, I'm going to get on with it. Okay, since the last video I've refitted the anti-roll bar after having cleaned that up. As I say, it's a bit cold here. I've got a bit of condensation appearing on the anti-roll bar, but that's got the new poly bushes in, new brackets. So the bar's been stripped back, bare metal, cleaned up, repainted. And in terms of work underneath, the lower wishbone here is a bit of surface rust, so that's going to need a bit of work. Again, the spring's got a little bit of rust on it, nothing major. Now the upper arm on the Midget needs to be replaced. Again, surface rust, not looking great. I've put penetrant oil on readiness for that. I'm anticipating that this joint here will be the tricky one. That is going to be the hardest one, I think. Alright, in no particular order, I'm going to strip this down. I think I'm just going to take the shock absorber off actually first. Okay, so do the trunnion. Case of loosening everything really. Now, I probably don't need to take that one off, but we'll see how this all comes apart. It really depends if this bolt comes out, which was difficult on the other side. If that bolt comes out, that can stay, just replace the bushes, put the new bolt in, new trunnion bolt into the upper arm, which I need to get off. So, and then I'm really looking to take the tension out of the spring by lowering this off. So thinking about it, I think I might undo that as I did the other side, let this drop through. I need to get a jack under here so I can get that spring out. Okay, so I think that bolt's fused with the sleeve in the bush. Okay, I'm just having a few problems taking out that lower wishbone, and the problems seem to be the pivot pins. I've got one pivot pin out, but the other one, the bushes are stuck, and it's got stuck there. I think that this metal tube, part of the bushings, has corroded to the pin itself, so it's sort of pinched like that. And you've got the chassis member here, and this isn't moving. I'm going to try and get this end out, and then try and get some penetrant oil in this end. I've prized this open, but I'm just bending the chassis section. So that should just sort of pull off and it will come out. This pin should come out really easily. So when I put it back together, this area has obviously got to be really well greased. I did on the other side when I put it back together again, but you can kind of see on the back of this, get a bit more light on it, it's quite corroded. I think it's just a little bit too much corrosion, and either the tube is stuck to the pin or the tube is stuck to the chassis, and the net effect is, I don't know, something's stuck to something and it won't come apart. I think the problem is that this sleeve is stuck to the pivot point pin, which means it can't come through the chassis. So, I'm quite sure what I'm going to do next, but that's another step forward at least. Right, I've tried a number of things like heating it up and putting more penetrant oil in and all sorts of things like that, and levers. Anyway, I can't get it to shift, so I'm having to resort to cutting it off now, which I really didn't want to do. But hopefully I should be able to cut through it enough that I can then punch it through from the fixed side through to the nut side, and that will hopefully be the end of it. So, right, I better give that a go. So I did actually manage to get the grinder in there, and I've managed to make that end of the bolt loose, and I can now just sort of pull it off. I prized it open now, so that's off, which means that that bolt, instead of coming out this way, will be able to go back this way. I'm hoping, just a tap of a hammer and a drift maybe, I can get that out. It is out. Now that's why you grease these tubes. So this suspension arm is also slightly wobbly, not as bad as the other side, but moving side to side, causing that banging when we go over bumps. There's all suspension parts removed. Now to deal with all this rust under here. A bit light under there. So same sort of thing as the last side. A bit of rust, and I've got repair bowing of that. I'll clamp that, get that straight again, paint it, and then refit all the new stuff. Right, after months of delay of getting back into the garage, I've finally got the suspension completely apart. Everything's stripped off. Obviously had a few problems with that lower wishbone pivot point, but that is now off. That is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully the next episode will be coming a lot quicker. Apologies for the delay, and thank you for all the subscribers, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.